Sexy anime men. The only that can outright match my male charisma. Complete alpha male status. From Haikyuu to Free, from Final Fantasy to Genshin Impact. They have been taking over the world quicker than me running out of a room when I turn the light off. You know what I'm talking about. In this video, we will be discussing about 3 in particular that have caught the eyes of Rule 34 enthusiasts everywhere. Now before we hop into this video, I want to point out that anything in this video can change at any time. Nothing is confirmed, everything is subject to change. I will be discussing these 3 as follow. And do not kill me if I pronounce them wrong, please. Listen, bro, like, I've been getting a lot of comments about it. Okay, my native language is English and Arabic. I can't really speak Chinese well, but you have to go with me. Zhongli, yes, not Zhongli like I was saying. Zhongli, the absolute sexy man who can basically summon meteors like a Naruto character, fam. I would hear like the Great Ninja War, Planetary Devastation. I don't know, man. He's pretty dope. I like the way he looks. Of course, Xiao, not Xiao. Xiao, apparently. Not much I can really say about him. Just go and look at this picture and that's all you really need to know. Okay, now that you zipped your pants back up. Childe is his actual name, not Childe. I thought it was Childe, but it's Childe. Now, surprisingly, I actually watched videos on how to pronounce their names. So, can I get a like just for that, please? First, let's talk about Zhongli. If I were to compare him to the others in terms of sexiness, I'd put him maybe second or third. I mean, he's probably tied with Childe, maybe, you know what I mean? If you like Childe's mask, he looks pretty dope. But we're not here for that, you know. Xiao obviously takes that spot. We don't know too much about Zhongli, but I am going to pop up some gameplay. Just a bunch of different things he's done, his abilities. I can break it down for you. Please, spoiler warning. Okay, there's going to be a scene in here with Zhongli and Childe. Spoiler warning. If you do not want to get spoiled for the story mission that's going to come out, be wary. I don't want to ruin the story mode for anyone, but it's a huge spoiler. If you want to skip past the spoiler, I put a timestamp right in front of you. Go to there if you want to skip it. Otherwise, keep watching, because honestly, I thought it was pretty dope. The spoiler was pretty. I can't convince you guys. Just watch. Okay, you're probably tired of seeing this gameplay over and over, but I do gotta show it because we are talking about him. Right here, we can see Zhongli's basic attacks. He's using a polar arm, or most people just call it a spear, because I do. He's pretty dope, honestly. His charge attack seems to be some sort of dash where he like goes and summons a bunch of stuff. His basic attacks, he seems to kick his spear, which is just finesse 100. That's some finesse right there, bro. You're just showing off at that point. So you guys can see he can kick it. Now his E, or his R2 on PlayStation, is this statue which he's about to summon right here, as you guys are about to see. I don't know what it does, but I'm gonna assume it buffs. As you can see, we're seeing no actual buffs on his character, but this is really old footage. I don't know, man. We're gonna have to wait. Now here's his mining ability. I don't understand what this is either, but some sort of mining ability, or like he does this thing where he absorbs his nearby vicinity. It's a really good way to mine though, as you guys can see right here. And now we're gonna talk about his ultimate. Now his ultimate's pretty dope. I think I'm gonna save the Childe gameplay until after I'm done talking about Zhongli actually. I'll give you guys a warning, of course, but I think for now we're just gonna talk about his ultimate. It seems to be some sort of planetary devastation from like Naruto, bro. And he petrifies the target, does nice damage, and they're stoned. Like not with drugs, guys, but with rock. Alright, I think I'm gonna talk about Xiao here because, or Xiao, I guess. He has the most we know. I also know his constellations and everything. He's full on deck. Let's go ahead and talk about him right now. Hey, Vsauce, Adam here. So, this video was actually made before, but edited after. We got some new gameplay I want to go ahead and look at here. This is going to go with everything. I'm going to cut out like at the end here and talk about the trailer gameplay. We got some Zhongli, or Chun-Li gameplay, Zhongli, whatever you want to call him. And the new, you know, trailer, and he looks dope. So, as you guys can see, Zhongli, Chun-Li, Zhongli, I'm pretty sure Zhongli. Vago Mundo. Like, he looks pretty dope, honestly. I went ahead and slow mode it so you guys could see it. His attacks in finesse and HD and beautifulness. One thing I did want to point out in this trailer, like 100% that I wanted to point out, was that he used both pillar and his E ability at the same time. So, well, not at the same time, but one was already placed. As you guys can see right there, there's the pillar, so he already placed it, and then it looks like the cooldown was long enough for him to do another attack, which is great. Honestly, I'm more excited for him than Childe, but let's just leave it back to you, old Adam. Okay, Xiao Xiao, whatever you want to call him, is an interesting one. Now, this gameplay I'll be linking in the comment and description down below. Please check out the original video. It's going to be him versus a level 82 boss. Now, this is the beta. Once again, everything is subject to change. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about Xiao, but most importantly, let's talk about his combat info. You know, what he does. The meat, the juice, the potatoes. Normal attack, 6 rapid strikes. Very nice. Charge attack. Dive down and impact the ground, causing damage relative to the falling height. Can only be triggered midair. Okay, makes sense. His E, elemental skill. By the way, he is destroying this boss's existence. Okay. Xiao lunges forward. Dealing an emo damage along the path. Can be used midair and has 2 charges to begin with. He has 2 charges and it can be used midair. But this is why I think maybe if you're free to play, you might want to skip Xiao. But I'll talk about that in a second. His combat talent, his ultimate. Now, I'm not sure about the gameplay itself or anything, but it's very vague in the way they... Okay, here, I'll just read it. Takes on the form of the Yaksha that terrified both demons and archons alike millennia ago. Cool. For its duration, increases Xiao's attack range and damage while converting damage types and Nemo and enhancing Xiao's jumping ability. Maintaining this form continuously drains Xiao's HP. He puts on a mask. He becomes a hollow from Bleach. From Ichigo, what? And he gains more damage the longer he has it on with this skill, Evil Conqueror, Tamer of Demons. Starting Bane of Evil, which is his elemental burst, his skill, skill's ultimate, increases Xiao's damage by 5%. After this, Xiao's damage continues to increase by 5% every 3 seconds until the skill ends. Max is a 25% increase. But you guys also gotta remember, it drains his HP. Of course, his 2 passives, one of them is like decrease party members falling damage by 20, very boring. Of course, the other one is when Lemnistic Wind Cycling is used, increases all subsequent Lemnistic Wind Cycling damage by 10% for 6 seconds, max 3 stacks, duration refreshes with new stacks. Cool. What I'm thinking is popping his ultimate makes him wind. So artifacts that I think would work best with him is maybe a Nemo damage plus artifacts. I'm going to go ahead and read his constellations here. Now this is where we're getting to the issue if you're free to play. Dissolution, Eon, Destroyer of Worlds is his first constellation. Increases Lemnistic Wind Cycling charges by 1. Yikes, dude. His E, or R2, his elemental skill, gets an extra usage if you're free to play. Do you know how important an extra usage of an ability is? It makes the character so much better. If you can pull a dupe for him, go for it. If you can't, I don't know, it's kind of hard to recommend it, but this is all changed. Please change this. Please, I hope they change this. When in the party, but not currently active, Xiao's energy recharge is increased by 25%. Nice. Increases Lemnistic Wind Cycling skill level by 3. Max level is 15. Very nice. When Xiao HP falls below 50%, he gains 100% defense. Okay. I wonder what you can do with that. Maybe you purposely want to get below 50%. Maybe some cool stuff happens. I don't know. Increases Bane of All Evil skill by 3. Nice. During Bane of Evil. So his ultimate. Hitting 2 or more enemies with a charge attack grants Lemnistic Wind Cycling 1 additional charge. So it's on top of the passive. And reduces the cooldown by 1 second. That's a good last one. But especially since you can spam it, right? But his first constellation is definitely the most important. And I'm going to pop up here all of his Ascension materials. And if we're going to talk about the way he looks, come on guys, he holds this one down. Now, I'm going to be showing you Childe gameplay. No spoilers just yet, but there will be soon. I'll make sure to give you guys a notice before we spoil anything. Everything from here on out will be updated information regarding Zhongli and Childe. Everything you saw before was edited and recorded before. Now we're going to talk about everything we've seen and also some leaks on Reddit. I'm not sure if these are completely true, but they sound pretty damn true. So if they're not, let me know down below, but they sound right. First, we're going to start with Zhongli. He's got a lot of info going for him. So we already know Zhongli's basic abilities. He's got the polar arm. He kicks it. He throws it around. He does his attacks, and you hold it. He'll teleport forward, raining some spears. This uses stamina, of course. And then now we know a bit more about him, though. We know his elemental skill. Now, I don't know if this is true. This is just a rough translation from Reddit. The post will be down below. But it says, Press. Gathers geo-elemental powers and forms a geo-construct. Dealing AoE geo damage. All nearby geo construct, like the Traveler's Meteor, will resonate with Zhongli's construct, dealing damage to all nearby enemies. Zhongli's geo construct counts as an object, which means it can block attacks and may be climbed. Only one Zhongli geo construct can exist at once. Now, he's saying the person who made this, his Chinese isn't great, but this looks pretty damn accurate, I can't lie. Hold. Commands all nearby Geo elements to explode, causing the following effects. A shield that skills Zhongli's max HP will be created. The shield will have 250% efficiency when absorbing Geo damage, so it will be better when you're absorbing Geo. That's cool. Deals AoE Geo damage. We've seen that in the gameplay. And he says he can't read the rest, but as far as we know, that's pretty damn cool. If there's anything this was missing, let me know right down below. We're going to go ahead and talk about Elemental Burst here. His Elemental Burst is something we've already seen, but we're just going to go ahead and go over it one more time. Calls down a giant meteor, dealing devastating damage to all enemies hit, while also petrifying them. Petrify. Now we know what that does. Petrified enemies will not be able to move and will take additional 20% physical and geo damage. I'm thinking, would this be amazing on someone like Noelle who can use both? I mean, she's not a great damage dealer, but as you guys can see, it actually stacks. So Ningguang, Noelle, Diluc will actually be able to take advantage of this, even though he only has a claymore. I find that pretty interesting. I think that's dope. We also know Ascension 1 passive, Ascension 4 passive, and Utility passive. His Utility one's pretty dope, I can't lie. When Zhongli's shield, from his elemental skill, takes damage, active character's shield's fortification, it's called Strong Shield and attributes, stats will be increased by 5%. This effect stacks up to 5 times. I have no idea what that means. Honestly, I read it over and over. I don't know what that means at all. Maybe it's talking about the crystallization shield, I don't know. But it says it can go up to 5 times. If you guys do know, let me know down below. Ascension 4 passive. Zhongli's Elemental Burst will deal additional damage equal to 20% of Zhongli's max HP. Okay, awesome. Utility passive. 15% of minerals used when crafting polar arms will be refunded. Hey, I mean, I don't know if it means 15% chance, if it means 15% of the ores, or if it means 15% chance any of it. So what I'm hoping for realistically is 15% chance of anything used crafting the polar arm has a chance to be refunded, because what if you get your prototype back? That'd be pretty damn cool. We're gonna go ahead and talk about Childe here. We got a bit more info regarding him. Childe is a pretty boring basic attack where he just shoots up to 6 arrows at enemies. In the gameplay, he literally says in the trailer, actually, I'm not that adept with the bow, so I'm trying to get good at it.
I am the least adept with the bow, and that is precisely why I must master it.
You can tell, bro, this guy's shooting it like a bum, so I really like that detail. Charge attack, aims, powerful shot, water damage, and it'll apply broken flow. Broken flow, AoE hydro damage will be dealt to all nearby enemies of the target hit when any enemy under the effect broken flow is hit by any of Childe attacks. This damage is calculated as a regular attack damage, so base attack, broken flow, flash, when fully charged shots hit. He can't read the rest, but I mean, it sounds kind of similar to Mona's ultimate in a way. Elemental skill. Unleashes equipment made of water, dealing hydro damage to all enemies and enters melee stance. That's what I like to see. Regular attack, 6 combo slashes that deal hydro damage. Charge attack, instantly perform 2 slash in front of Childe, dealing hydro damage. Uses stamina, of course. It'd be cool if it didn't, but it does. Broken flow slash. When hitting an enemy under broken flow effect while in the melee stance, broken flow slash will be executed, dealing damage to AoE hydro damage. Dealing damage to AoE hydro damage. This effect is calculated as regular attack damage. See, the English is kind of off on this, or maybe I'm just really bad at reading it. We're also going to talk about his elemental burst here, and I'm pretty interested because it looks like he might have 2 elemental bursts. Now, it looks like Childe will have 2 stances for elemental burst, both doing different things. If you're in his bow stance, it's called Hydro Bomb. He made that name up, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's called that because it kind of looks like that. He shoots a magical arrow containing hydro elemental power, dealing AoE hydro damage while also applying broken flow to all enemies hit. Refunds partial elemental energy after use, which is like a mini Venti. He'll get his ultimate back and you'll be able to use your elemental skills to get even more elemental energy, and then you can keep going, infinitely giving yourself ultimate, which sounds kind of broken. I don't know, guys. He's kind of sounding a little bit better than Zhongli at the moment. I don't know. Melee stance. Total annihilation. He made this one up too, but it sounds even better than the last one. Performs a wide slash, dealing tremendous hydro damage to all nearby enemies, while also triggering broken flow burst. Broken flow burst. AoE hydro damage will be dealt when enemies under broken flow is hit with total annihilation. Broken flow will be consumed in the process. See, this one doesn't look like it gives you much elemental energy back, so I don't know. We're gonna have to see the damage before we can speak on it, but it's pretty interesting, honestly. He looks like the most gimmicky character, which is always the most fun. Ascension 1 passive. Broken flow duration increased by 8 seconds. That's nuts. You can like proc it, switch to Barbara, and it'll still be there, and then you can go back. That's pretty good in my opinion. You can do some hot swaps, all that crazy stuff. Ascension 4 passive. Critical hits dealt by normal and charge attacks and melee stance will apply to broken flow to enemies. Basically, you want to build crit rate. That's what it's looking like right now. Utility passive. All active team members, normal attack talent increased by 1. That's pretty cool. I mean, that would be good for someone like Fischl. Maybe someone like Diluc. But if he's using the mainline DPS, does that matter? I don't know. That's basically going to wrap it up for everything. The gameplay here I'm going to show you guys is spoilers to the storyline, so if you don't want to see it, please click off now. Okay, so I'm sure you guys have seen this gameplay already. It's more Zhongli gameplay than Childe. A couple things I do want to note is, well, first of all, his kick, as you guys can see, seems like it does multiple ticks of damage. Zhongli's, you guys just saw that again, right? So it looks like that might be his most important kick in the combo, you know what I mean? Another thing I want to bring up is he gets a shield around him when he clicks the E or R2 if you're on PlayStation. You guys saw that once again. And he also summons the statue here, which is, I don't know, man. I wonder what the range is on it. I mean, it does show a little square on the floor, but I don't think you have to be in there. If that's the range, it's very limited. And Childe, I don't know if this is all true gameplay. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know if we're going to be able to get him like this. But in the final form of his, I don't think we're going to get that version of Childe till later in the game. Maybe during 6-month anniversary or something. But for the one we do have, will he be able to control lightning? So, for example, can I proc lightning on myself? My basic attacks will now be infused with lightning? No idea, just thought I should bring that up. Let's go ahead and talk about my summarization here. And spoiler alert, you can probably summon for one of these two and get Xiao. Now, who to go for? This is an interesting one. It honestly is all about your play ethic. So, are you free to play? Are you cheap to play? Or are you a whale? If you're a whale, you're probably getting all three. Okay, let's get over that part, you know what I mean? But if you're free to play, who should you go for? This is hard to say. I can't just say without any info. But let's just talk about you individually as a person right now. What do you have on your account? Do you have a lot of damage dealers and you're looking for support? Then go for Zhongli. Do you have a lot of support but need damage dealers? Then go for Childe. Also, which one's better looking? I know it's a big part for a lot of you. Go for which one you want the most. Which one looks better? Maybe wait. Look at the banner. There's been 2 leaks of banners so far, but I'm not going to share them because I think they might change. I want to make a video on it. But who do you need? Look at the banner, the 4 stars. Are they worth it? Do you need them? How close are you to pity? For example, if you just hit pity and you just got Klee 1 day before Zhongli's banner comes out, is it really smart to summon for him or Childe, whichever one comes first, or is it smarter to save the 20 days? If that's your case, I'd say save and go for the next person over and just, I don't know, your luck will be higher, I guess. I don't know what to say. Xiao, on the other hand, he's not coming out for a while. I think we have until like December or February maybe until he comes out. We have a while. I don't see why they would drop him so early, especially considering the fact that like they've leaked all these characters, but Xiao was not really leaked in it, which was interesting to me. This does mean we can save for him, and getting his dupe is really frustrating. So if you're free to play, I would suggest skipping Xiao for now. Like, don't worry about him. Don't put him in your mind. Unless you really, really want him, then start saving and go for 2 dupes. It's your only way. You better have 30k primo gems before his boy's out. Alright, maybe 36k, going by the mathematics. Or maybe, is that 40k? I don't know. You need a lot, though. You need at least 3 pities minimum to guaranteed get him if you're lucky. Or not minimum, max, my bad. If you're guaranteed lucky. That's basically it. If you're cheap to play, play wisely, buy what you need, do your commissions every day. You bought your battle pass, congratulations. You also have the daily pass, that's great. You might do a top up here and there depending on the price because you have the double. And for that, I could say summon for what you want, not for what you need, basically. If you're cheap to play. There's really no advice I can give here other than that. Have fun with the game. That's the most important part. Don't play around meta. This is a single player game. There's literally no reason for you to be like, oh my god, I need to search up the best build for Bidou and then hit crit. And then, like, if that's fun for you, go for it. But if that's not fun for you, this game is PvE. Just do what you like. I know some people that like playing games as weak as possible for a challenge. If that's you, then just summon what you want. This is basically turned into a 20-minute video somehow. I finally got some more videos to upload too. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like button, subscribe. I know this video was just very weird, or at least maybe it's because I'm editing it. I think it's weird. But this video just felt off in my opinion. That's why it took so long to release. I don't know what to do about it. But if you guys enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe. Funny moment videos out soon, because I know those are your guys' favorites. And join my Discord if you want to chat. I have a pretty nice community over there. And peace out, guys. Have a good one.
Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button for your boy Ace Kage Adam. Also, this Hunter x Hunter ending goes hard.